Let's just talk about the new Spotify feature they announced last week. It's a new DM feature. Like you can literally, it's what it sounds like. You can DM other people. Now there are some different. It's not like how your every other social media platform. Basically, they have their own thing there. We will talk about that how you can DM people or like uh, are they going to now bring profiles or follower account. We will talk about that in further, but for the basics it is available for both free and premium users. So basically both the users get these features, all every one of it. Again, this feature was introduced in 2017, and I didn't know that because at that point I didn't even use Spotify. I was not even on the internet like I'm right now. So yeah, and they shut it down due to how expensive it was for them to handle this kind of feature to do peer-to-peer messaging, basically. So they did shut it down and they brought it back again. Uh, that's there. So let's talk about how you will be implemented. So basically this feature will be implemented for the people who already can do or have collab playlist together. you know so basically, if you know, Spotify has a kind of a collab feature where you can link a playlist together, and couple of people in that whole playlist, they can add their own songs and make playlist of their own group playlist kind of a thing. Now you can DM directly to those people. Those are people you can DM. People who you follow, basically, that you can DM people with the link. Direct messages can be done. It is still not what right now all the social media platform is, but it is turning into one, basically, with this DM feature now, and the comments feature on basically the podcast one. It is already turning into one. But they are trying to make everything kind of and separate and trying to be something different. Now let's see how they are going to turn it out. But you can always, as they can as they have said, that you can opt out if you don't want to engage with the people, especially even if you have collab feature with them, but whatever it is, even if you don't want that whole DM feature, you can just turn it off and go into the settings. It is there, which is a good one, I will say. Now I think this feature that they have announced right here, they're testing the waters, basically. I think if this feature was just announced for premium users, and they were confident about this feature, they would have rather much more talked about it, you know because they still think that this feature is kind of an hit and miss, I believe that. And I still think that their move, going towards this DM feature, is again hit and miss, because lot of platforms right now, all social medias are getting cluttered with lot of features. And when a Spotify comes as a music platforms where you can now DM features getting available there, people are not gonna lie. Some people do need different platforms for different, you know types of conversations. Like, I don't use much more kind of an, I will say, Facebook Messenger, even Telegram. I do have them, but nobody. Let's see. What I'm trying to say here is what Spotify is doing here is just, like I said, testing the waters here, what and how the response is going to be. Now, this is another case of how a platform is trying to make them stay on your platform. you know it is classic example of any other platform, like what Instagram is doing for like last 5 years, introducing from it started with stories. It started with introducing then explore page, where memes pages started opening. When it started with the, uh, I will say, reels, the biggest one. Now they have also added the Snapchat features, such as like maps, which is again a Snapchat feature for years now. Instagram has adapted it. Now they have added another feature called repost, which I have roasted in last two episodes how bad it is. In the sense like it's implements, like it's theoretically it's good, or while on the paper it sounds good, but the implications of it are so bad, it's so not well done. But what I'm trying to say here is the all platforms, specifically from Instagrams, from Snapchat, every other platforms, majority of their work is to try to have them on your platform. They are not denying even it, and we know that. And so that's why Spotify is doing that. When Spotify entered the era of podcasting, it was already there. Spotify was heavily investing in podcasting. Our own this podcast is available on Spotify. Started using When they started doing comments, on this podcast, like at that point I know where they were going to do. I already know that Spotify was going to introduce the DM feature. Like I predicted it, at that point, where when they established the collab feature, when they established the reels feature, basically you can see the clips of basically musicians, the artists you follow on the platforms. Now the podcasts are available, so now the clips are available on the platforms. Now you can watch 3 minute, 2 minute clips on the Spotify too. So you can see how they are trying to establish same format just like reels, shorts, what YouTube does on their own platform too. This is their own version of DM. It is basic. They're not heavily investing in it because a lot of features on Spotify are not heavily invested, like the podcast is always the main focus, but the comment section for it is not being heavily used as like YouTube, how YouTube comment section is right now, you know or how the clips, majority of the clips that are being uploaded there on the Spotify, or podcast, are not being watched because they're trying to implement in a, you can just go and see those clips how not well those are, you can say formatted for that vertical format, I will say, like or even like they're testing it, they're testing out some couple of things, and whatever works will be a hit for them. So that is what I think Spotify is trying to do with this whole DM strategy. Now, another thing they talk, which is specifically important to talk about, is like this DM feature is only available to up 16 up, like people age only 16 up. So my question was like, we are talking two episodes ago how we talk about the Australia social media ban and the whole mess it is going to make up when companies don't know how to do age verification, which is the biggest problem right now. To even if it is a good teens, let's say we have to ban all social media or to restrict some content from teens, the only problem that lies between that and the solution is how the age verification is going to be done. Now Spotify here is saying that this is going to be done only for 16 plus. How are you going to verify that that account is 16 plus? We don't know it. Now are you going to able to also be able to DM the artists or the creators, like basically you follow on Spotify? They have not mentioned it clearly. Right now we don't know that much, and I still haven't got the Spotify DM feature, so I don't know how it is working on well for you guys out there or people who are using. So that is there. Another point I'm going to make here is about where is Spotify going with this whole turning into all social media platform on its own. Is Spotify going to be? I think yes and no at the same time. I think Spotify is smart enough to know what they are going to do there, and what they're trying to do there is like, making their platform and getting those features like DM, now clips like that is shorts, podcast, comments. Basically, what is Spotify I think trying to do here is to take the formula of what these social media platforms has done really well and try to implement in their own way on their platform. Basically, I think they will not, if they are smart enough, yeah, if the people on the Spotify team are smart enough, I think they are not heavily investing in what social media is. I think they are still heavily investing on the product ultimately, the consumption, the music, the podcast. That is the main. People should come here and watch that, read that, you know, even books are getting, ebooks are also getting introduced in Spotify. So that is there. So I think Spotify main features and main goal, I think, is definitely the music, the songs, the podcasts, like the all what is YouTube is, and the other features like DM, the comments and the clips, or even in future that are stories, or you can say even in future like we can say maps, the features that are going to implement in Spotify. I think that are just complementary features, because I think Spotify needs to strongly do the work of defining its platform, because there are platforms are now, especially the meta, all meta platforms except Threads, I think, partially right now, but Instagram, you can say, or even Facebook, those platforms totally different what they were supposed to be. Their main focus they talk about right now is everything, and when they try to do everything, giving lots of feature to let people stay on their platform, they are not good at anything right now. They are not good at photo. Instagram is not a photo platform now. They are not good at reels. They are not good at story, like they are average at everywhere. They are not trying to perfect on one sector there right now. If let's say Instagram was a photo based platform, it could have given us much more regarding that, but it is not doing that. It is trying to do is just to take up your all time and trying to let people stay on their platform as much as possible, and it is working right now definitely. But long term, I think if they don't work really well with the features and define their platform, it is not going to work. Same is going to happen with Spotify. If Spotify tries to make their platform too much things to do on their platform, people will get exhausted. That is what is happening on the Instagram. So that's what YouTube is great. That's why the majority of the people wants to watch videos come to YouTube, because YouTube is essentially you come to platform, click on certain videos and just watch majority of the part just videos, and the other features like subscribe, comments, like are just complementary to that main feature, that is watching a whole video. So if Spotify continues this and if they're trying to do what Instagram does, I don't think that is going to work, because there are other platform, there are other highly heavily competition for Spotify right now, definitely. Like majority of the people are upset about Spotify's price hikes, Spotify's, and like there it is involved in stuff. I'm not gonna bring up other parts of it because I'm not well researched in it, but I know it. So, and the price hiking is just getting increased, and there's a whole uh, their whole point of price hiking is just it makes sense for them. So that's why they are doing it, because premium users are getting what the price, like it is justifying the price. But I, like I said, I am not a premium user. I don't know how Spotify, and Spotify is one of those platforms. I'm not going to that platform to listen to the music majority of the time, because what has happened to the free version of Spotify right now is so bad. Like it literally begs you to get the premium version, which ultimately I would get might in future of any other music platform, but I don't have money right now, so I don't want to pay a platform right now to listen to music. Like, if you can give me a ad based platform which supports that artist specifically, I might watch, I might yeah, come to that, go to that platform and just music, because Spotify does it really well there. But because a lot of artists are there, but the features, like, I can't listen to the music in, in an album in a sequence wise. There are ads so frequent, so bad that it does not, it the experience of music listening is not good. I will say the podcasting experience has gotten better, though even the ads in the podcast are seamless, I will say, just like what YouTube. I think Spotify podcast is just as good as what YouTube provides right now. Even Apple Podcast is better. But I think besides from that, what Spotify started as the music one, it is not nailing in that. I think I am personally l- listen to multiple music platform. I do have music, YouTube Music. I do have Spotify. I do have another platforms like Jio here in India, and there is Apple Music also there, but I can't listen to Apple Music for free basically, but it's there. So what I'm trying to say ultimately is, don't want Spotify to distract from their track that is main essential, that is their songs and the platform that they are heavily investing from the start of them and the go-to. So I hope Spotify understands it, and they are not dumb enough like what Meta did on the Instagram, and they are trying to cover up their whole things up that what they have spilled couple of years ago with the new features launch. So I hope this is what it turns out to be in future. The features they are doing right now is just complementary to the main things that they want to achieve, or 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 they are good at it, or their platform, that is their platform defines that,